want to talk about one other issue here, if we can. Going back to the LGBTQIA plus category, we broke the story it was last week. God, it seems like time's moving so quick. A bunch of sponsors of the St. Cloud Pride event. Now, you guys probably remember this event that happened. St. Cloud Pride put on an event where they had drag performers, and they encouraged participants to bring dollar bills to give to the performers. In fact, if you scroll to the very bottom, they say in there that you can't just touch the performers. You have to have consent. It says, consent is mandatory. Please make sure our performers are respected by not touching, grabbing, hugging, etc., unless you ask first. So, and this is actually like marketed to people 4 to 12, because they had like a ticket break at that point. Like it was $15. We thought about actually going undercover there. I shouldn't say that live because then they're going to be all worried. But we're like, we cannot possibly give these guys any money, right? Well, you know who is giving them money? Not Bud Light. Good guess. Nice try. But someone with a demographic I would say is very much like the former Bud Light people. It's Arctic Cat up in Thief River Falls. You see in the top right there, you see Arctic Cat symbol. Now, everyone expects Planned Parenthood and Target and hell, even like Amazon these days to be supporting them. But Arctic Cat, like that's crazy. Someone was telling me that the sponsorship of Golden Gloves in St. Cloud, they used to box there, and they actually called them up about asking them why they're supporting this organization. So anyhow, I think you guys and Jesse, did you do it already? Did you reach out to Art? So Jesse actually reached out to Arctic Cat, asking them why they are sponsoring a group that does this kind of stuff. I think you guys should do that too, because quite frankly, that's the backlash of Bud Light. What are you guys doing? You guys lost your mind. Arctic Cat people, they're your rural, non-city dwelling. Well, some city dwellers buy those snowmobiles and ATVs and stuff, but it's the typical good old American. I want to say male, but there's a lot of women that ride too, right? Like people that enjoy that kind of stuff. They're not the kind of people that are into this stupid LGBTQ woke agenda. And so what is Arctic Cat doing sponsoring this group?
Yeah, so what I did was I emailed them. It's arcticcatinfo@textron.com. So arcticcatinfo@textron.com. And basically I just provided these links of our articles basically telling them, people are exposing you. People know exactly what's going on.
Sorry, Textron?
Well, that's the parent company,
right?
Textron.
Mm-hmm.
So TEXTRON,
like texting, Textron.
Yep. No, you got it.
Okay, interesting.
That's stock symbol. Let's see here. I'm just gonna, because this is the world we live in. TXT trades on the New York Stock Exchange. They own Arctic Cat, Bell Textron, Textron Aviation, which includes Beechcraft. That's interesting. And Cessna. So Beechcraft and Cessna planes.
Mm-hmm.
So they own a couple things. So it's a conglomerate. It looks like they're valued at about $13 billion in revenue.
Who owns the largest share or the largest couple shares?
Well, that is a fantastic point. Maybe we should look that up.
I would like to bet $100 that it is either BlackRock or Vanguard.
I bet you it's both. Hey, let's just do this live here. Dawson, pull up finance.yahoo.com. I've always used that. Don't hate on me because I use Yahoo still. Okay, boomer. Type in TXT, and that should pull up the stock symbol. Yep, just hit. There you go. All right, go to holders. Do you see on the far right? There you go. And the top one is, what does it say?
Vanguard.
Vanguard. And what's next after that?
BlackRock.
Boy, we're good at this, aren't we?
We are good.
Well, it's like almost every big stock is that way too, right?
Well, and here's the I'm sure a lot of you guys watching have been following this, but these big investing firms have a lot of sway over how they use their clients' money. So they direct their clients to buy shares in this company or that company. And often they'll recommend that they invest in companies with DEI statements, diversity, equity, and inclusion statements. So basically, these large companies, these large investment firms are telling their stockholders, their investors, look, this is important to us. Pride is important. Black Lives Matter is important. Equity is important. That's where you should put your money. And if they say, oh, well, this company's no good, their investors are going to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
So did I explain that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's even if they don't directly own the company, these fund managers, it's that they have so much influence over the direction of these companies just
Right.
by the nature of moving in and out of shares of that company. Right?
Well, and that's why Chick-fil-A, we talked a little bit about this last week, I think, but they have a DEI statement now because they get their chicken from Tyson, and Tyson is owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. So
yeah, interesting how that works.
if they want
So
to get
anyhow,
their chicken,
Arctic Cat. So what was the email once again, Jesse?
Yeah. So
I'm guessing they don't just have a number to call.
right, and actually, when I tried to go onto their website, the website was down. So I was lucky enough to find the email
Did we
address.
break Arctic Cat?
I don't know, but basically, some of the questions I ask, people can ask the questions they want themselves. But I said, how did you support this organization and event? Was it financially? How much money did your company give them? What was the business incentive in doing this? Who approved of this support? Will you continue to support events like this? As a company based in northern Minnesota and with your products and buyer demographics of your company, it appears you are very out of step with I can't even read right now. You're very out of step with your consumers. It is time to revoke your support, or you may face similar consequences as Bud Light, Target, and others who have chosen woke indoctrination over sound business
Of
decisions.
course, I would argue they've gone a step further than that because this is like the real bad stuff, like supporting a group that does these drag shows for kids.
Yeah.
Bud Light just made a mistake. They put a influencer, social media influencer, crazy person, right? But really, what's the big harm there? I mean, Bud Light's not being marketed to kids anyhow. That would be a legal issue. You can't even go to their website without entering your age. This organization, Arctic Cat, is actually supporting an organization putting on pride shows directed towards 4-year-olds and asking them to stick dollar bills in their private areas, which is probably breaking the law. There's also a number here, Arctic Cat, which obviously is based out of Thief River Falls, 1-800-279-2281. That's 1-800-279-2281. You could go to arcticcat.txtsv, Tango, X-ray, Tango, Sierra, Victor.com. There you go.